Hello and welcome back to another episode here at A View from the Bullens. And we've got our very own Ryan Rooney, the man of the moment, the singing toffee, what people are calling him, to talk about himself, music, and that Everton Ndiaye song. Ryan, thanks for joining me first and foremost. You okay?
Yes, and yourself?
Oh, well, not too bad, to be honest. More excited to get stuck into you, to be honest. I think you said you're a bit nervous before this one. We're going to have a little bit of chat about you, but I'm going to go back to the very beginning, when you were obviously first born. What got you into music? Have you always been into music?
Yeah, obviously it was always coming from the family I come from, but all a very football and music sort of ran family. And we all love the likes of Stereophonics, Oasis, the Beatles, the lot, but we all obviously absolutely love our football as well. So yeah, I don't know what it actually was, because for as long as I remember, I've always loved the Beatles. So I don't know what it was exactly, but yeah, for as long as I can remember, music's been my thing. Yeah.
Can you remember the first time you picked up a guitar?
Yeah, we went into. So I love John Lennon, and I love the, like I just mentioned, then I love the Beatles as well. So I wanted to be like John Lennon, if that makes sense. So
you're the Bullens John Lennon.
Yeah, nice one. But yeah, I wanted to start guitar lessons, and I remember my mum and dad took me to Dawson's, the guitar shop in town, to pick me out my first guitar. And yeah, that was the first time I'd ever picked up a guitar. Yeah, couldn't play it, like, obviously, but yeah.
How long did it take you obviously to learn guitar and then realise that you could sing as well? Because, you know, I sound like a bloody dying whale if I try and sing. How do you know that, like, you've got a bit about you?
I don't know. Like, I think learning a guitar, you never stop learning. So I'm still learning now different things and things like that. So I started learning guitar when I was about 7 or 8 years old. But obviously I'm still learning that now. So there's no really time frame on that. But in terms of singing and things, when I was younger in primary school and stuff, I was in the choir a few times and things like that. But obviously when you're that young, everyone's got a high voice, haven't they? And can half hold a tune. But I think I was about 15 when I started, you know, properly singing with my own songs, trying to write songs and covers and things like that. So yeah, I'd say probably around 15 was when the sort of package come together, if you like. Yeah.
You spoke about family then. You've got quite a distinctive name associated to Everton.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Wayne Rooney, John Rooney, a few other players that have made it in the professional game.
Yeah.
Related?
Yeah, all my cousins. So yeah, Wayne, John, Graham, they're my first cousins. And then you've got obviously Jake and Cammy, who play for Derby and Morecambe. They're my second cousins, but because they're more my age, I see them as first cousins. But yeah, so related. Yeah.
Is Wayne a big fan of the music and stuff you do?
I hope so. He shared a few of my songs that have come out and things like that. So yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I've never really had a chance to probably sit down and speak to him about it. As you can imagine, he's quite a busy man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
How did you get to a point that it was music over football? Because, like you said, pretty much everyone's made it in your family, bar you.
Yeah.
Not to be disrespectful.
No, yeah. I mean, I love me burgers and stuff like that, don't I?
Don't we all?
No, but I don't know. So I've always played footy. I still play footy now. I play farther side now. I stopped playing when my team folded when I was 18, Sunday League. But yeah, I had a few trials at Liverpool, and I had a few summer camps at Liverpool Academy and stuff like that when I was younger. I weren't a bad player, believe it or not, but I don't know what it was. I felt like sort of music was just sort of my thing. I sort of related with it a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, goes without saying, I absolutely love the football. Obviously, you know, I've got a season ticket at Everton. I go home and away. I've got obviously the podcast now as well about Everton. I absolutely love football. I adore football. But when it comes to music, I just felt like, not I got it more, but it felt like it got me more, if that makes sense. Only slimly. I'll repeat myself, I absolutely love football. I hope no one's mistaken about that. But yeah, music just makes me feel a certain way. And I feel like, you know, not everyone likes football in the world, but everyone likes some sort of music. And I thought, I don't know, maybe I was just a bit different. I don't know. Might be wired a bit different to a few of the other family members, but yeah, it was just sort of my sort of thing to hold on to.
Recently a new father as well. How's that been? Is this going to be the next singing toffee?
I hope so. it's words can't describe. Like, I was terrified. And I'll say that myself to her when she's a little bit older and things like that. But yeah, best thing in the world. She's getting her own little personality and things like that now. So yeah, that's boss.
So fast forward a few years. Obviously, you started to sing and started to make songs about Everton, and it obviously beats the most stereotypical Everton song that we tend to sing in Spirit of the Blues of late. We're trying to push so hard, obviously, to find new chants for players, new support for players. I remember when you first came to do one of our events, and I said to the Bobble at the time, this is going to transform our events. Yeah. And since then, everyone's sold out and everyone chants Rooney. Yeah. You know, how did you get into like that Everton realm? So like bridge that gap, because there's a difference from just trying to sing on TikTok and then being obviously recognised and, you know, trying to make these chants for players. So talk to me about that little part of history of your life.
Yeah, so obviously, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, I love Everton and I love music. So, I mean, to bring them both together was just sort of a massive thing for me personally, and obviously the likes of you and the Bubble that I can thank for that, because you've given me that platform to do so. But I think I just did. Obviously, I'd seen a few people were doing it on TikTok, Everton songs and that, and I think I just thought I can't remember exactly, but I think I just thought I mean, I'll have a go. Obviously posted Nathan Patterson's song, that obviously sort of went sort of viral with him posting himself. I think I got over 250,000 views.
Bit of a dig on the Celtic badge as well, wasn't it?
So yeah, and then I was in a few newspapers in Glasgow, the Echo, things like that. So yeah, it was just really sort of bridging that gap, and when I did that, I was like, I've got something here, and I've composed it to start posting to TikTok and things like that, which I already had a bit of an Everton following on anyway. Obviously speaking about Everton and the games on the weekends and things, but yeah, it was just that bridging that gap was just sort of something I went out on a limb for it. I just decided I'm just going to do it, and obviously I got the message from yourself about coming to do the event, and I think the first one
was the kids event. We trialed it just to see.
There's probably about 5 or 6 people there. But completely different to what they are now.
Don't put down on events.
But completely different to what they are now for anyone who's obviously been, and anyone who hasn't been, honestly, not even just for me, but the night itself's just the boss auntie. So I'd get down to them if you haven't been. But yeah, it was just, like I say, bridging that gap was just something I sort of went for, and thankfully I'm sitting here now with, you know, a song that's been sang in the stands, you know what I mean?
I remember that night when obviously you first did that event, and I remember saying to the 5 or 6 people, "Hey, cheers for that, Rooney." I said, "Are you enjoying this?" And they were like, "It's the best thing ever. It needs to be on like a proper Bullens night."
Yeah.
And then since then, like you said, if you haven't been to the events, it's absolute pandemonium. Everyone's on this, you know, everyone's on the on the steins, on the cocktails, everyone's on the tables going absolutely ballistic, chanting Rooney. It really did transform our night from going from, you know, it was a DJT at the Beer Kelly, but when we say nowadays, playing like an 80s remix in the intervals, to you getting everyone bouncing. I mean, it takes us so long to settle everyone down when the guests come back on.
Yeah, I always feel bad for the guests, like, because like obviously a few times, especially always towards the end of the season when we're safe and around Christmas and the ones in the summer when no one's really worrying about Everton, it's always, like you say, the pandemonium, absolutely bedlam, and yeah, when the guests come back on, I almost feel a bit like, no, because everyone's still singing and things, but yeah.
So talk to me how then a song comes about. We'll go into the details first of like how you come up with a song. You know, do you get ideas from elsewhere? Do you speak to people? Do you come up with it yourself? How does it work?
Yeah, so as you know, I think there's a few of us who are all sort of not working together as much, but you know, there's words bouncing about, and it's just about perfecting them. I mean, you know, obviously I think you've sent me a few. Obviously, some of the 1878 Katie and Gemma have sent me a few. I've got me mates sending me some. I've got young lads on TikTok even sending me them. I've got older people on TikTok sending. So it's just a big sort of I'll just
community.
Yeah, exactly that. Like there's people just trying to, if they've had an idea, that they're putting it sort of to try and obviously. I've like thankfully got that platform to be able to do so and posting a song, and some people actually do, they actually care sometimes. So it's just where they've given me it, and that's sort of how it comes. Obviously, before I'll post it, I always run it by yourself, don't I? Always, I know you'll to give me the honest truth and things. So I show it to a few of my mates as well to see what they think. But that's sort of generally, the process before actually putting it out there to try and get it sung.
Yeah, I think I need to come up with better songs, to be honest, because I've only got Beto, and that's backfired on me massively. And as it stands right now, Beto is our king, wasn't it? And that's kind of gone backwards. But yeah, the ones that come through to me, there's loads that don't make it, isn't it? There's loads that we talk about, and you must send it out, and then you get the okay and not okay. Is it difficult to obviously spend all that time doing it, singing it, sending it out, and then people saying, "Oh, I'm not too sure on that one"?
Yeah, so it's obviously the likes of the people I'm close to, like yourself, like Katie, like Gemma, who I send it to. I'm not bothered I'm bothered what you think, obviously, but if you tell me it's not good, it doesn't affect me. Yeah. Because I'm glad that you have given me the honest answer type thing. But it's a bit not nerve wracking, but it's a bit. I'll just put it. It's a bit daunting, the fact, because obviously as much as obviously I know we'll probably come on to it later with the plaudits that I've got over the last sort of couple of weeks. People don't tend to see all the other stuff that comes with it, the private DMs and things like that. So it's a bit mad, but I just want people to sort of be able to enjoy it, a bit of a different song, because Spirit of the Blues can only be played so many times, you know what I mean? And Everton can only be chanted so many times, although they're great. And we've obviously got a load of songs from sort of the 80s and the past that we still like to sing. It's just about, I'll use the example of the Richarlison song. It'd be great to have 5 or 6 of them for the players that we have now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think some of the players do actually deserve it. And one player in particular that does deserve it, in my eyes, Iliman Ndiaye, where this song obviously comes out. Talk me through then how this song and this chant has come about, and the movement since has been way out of what you could even dreamed of.
No, 100%. Well, obviously, so a lad called Ben, who's a Patreon member, has sent the words to me via TikTok. So yeah, he sent it through along with the Alan song that we used to have, because it's the same sort of tune to that. So all the Man United fans who were saying we copied them, I don't even know what song they're going on about, to be honest, but sound you do use. But so he originally sent me the words, and it took me a few days to actually get round to have a go of it, because obviously, as you mentioned, I've got the baby and still got work and things like that, gigs and things. So when I finally did it, I think it was either a Sunday, Saturday or a Sunday, and it. Don't get me wrong, it was a bit challenging, because the words to the Alan ones they're a little bit different in the melodies and the syllables and things like that, I think so. It was a bit challenging at first. I don't mind admitting that. It was to try and get my head around how I was actually going to sing it, but when it finally sort of was laid out, it was like, and the ole ola's bit come, it was like, yeah. But like you say there, I couldn't imagine it to do what it's done. I thought it would just be, a coach song maybe. But yeah, I knew it was a good song, but I didn't know how far it'd go. But I knew it was decent.
Yeah, I'll never forget when it was late on that Sunday when you sent me the video.
It was a Sunday, yeah.
And I was lying next to me missus, and she started singing ole ola, and I thought, this is got a chance, this. Yeah. It's catchy, it's easy to remember. There's some Everton songs, I can't remember, so God help the 60, 70-year-old Everton stars who go to the games who just want to sing Everton. But I knew straight away it was going to be catchy. It was it was fantastic. And I said straight away, like, wow, this has got real potential. Obviously, you've seen most recently Iliman Ndiaye was singing it next to his missus. You know, that must be a bit surreal that one of the Everton players is singing the song that you've put out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know. I had to pull over in the car. I was on my way here. I was on my way here with Joe on the Sunday after Ipswich, and obviously the day before at Ipswich was absolutely mental for me. And I was on my way here, and I think you messaged me. I think Gemma messaged me. I think a few of the lads messaged me, and they all sent me a link on WhatsApp. So I had my Apple Play in the car, sorry, and it was just like bing, 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 and I was like, what's going on here? Like, something bad happened, do you know what I mean? And then, I ended up obviously having a little look, and I had to pull over, like, seeing him singing. I was just like, I didn't know what to say. Like, it's one of them moments where, like, yeah, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but for me to put it out, you know, for it to be sang by all my fellow Everton fans, and then for the player himself who it's about to be singing it, I was genuinely speechless. Like, I can't even describe how I felt. It was mad. My head fell off, like, proper fell off.
I can imagine, you know, you got probably Everton's best outfield player, probably him and Jared are the best two, aren't they? Let's get it right. And he's just in the car with his missus bobbing his head, singing the song non-stop. I remember seeing that and I was like, I need to send this to Rooney straight away, forward on.
It was mad, yeah.
Because it was, you know, I don't know how Everton fans find everyone's family and relatives online, but I didn't even know we had a missus, to be honest.
No,
but we found her, as always, found the story, and then went from there, which is, you know, fantastic. It was incredible. But let's talk about that Ipswich game then. You've done the song, it's out there. Did you expect the reaction to, you know, we've seen video. I didn't go to Ipswich, but I've seen the videos of the coaches down there, and it was getting sung. Yeah. And I thought, again, there's a chance here that it gets to the terraces.
Yeah. So I've got quite a good set of mates, to be honest with you. And one of my very, very best mates, Lewis, we'd obviously all had a drink and things like that, and we were on the coach, and he had it on the speaker on the coach, and he was just trying, and he just had it on repeat. He just had it on repeat to the point where a few of the lads were going, "Oh, come on, like, switch it off," like, a few of the older fellas on the coach and that. And then a few people started getting on it. Then a few of the younger ones, like a bit ahead of them, on the coach, and then eventually the coach started sort of, not in full voice, but was sort of singing along to it. So we got to Ipswich. I hadn't seen any of the videos on the coach, on the other coaches, I should say, sorry. Yeah. Well, I seen them at like sort of after, the day after and things like that, and going home. But I hadn't really seen any. And then I got to the station. Is it the station pub? Is it called? Yeah. I got to the station pub, and a few of the lads walked past who were on the other coaches that I knew, and was like, you know, so we just read your song on there, and I thought, all right, like, and yeah, I thought, yeah, that's good, isn't it? Like, another coach is singing one of the songs, and then when we actually got in, we got there early because they were charging stupid prices at that station. Like, for a pint, it was just, I think it was about £9 a pint they were charging. So me, Lewis, and a couple of the other lads went to get into the ground early, and it was quite quiet because we were the first ones in. The turnstiles weren't even open when we got to the ground from the pub, and then the open, we went in and stuff like that, had a few drinks, and I'll never forget this. I don't think till the day I die. I was in the toilet, and Lewis runs in, and he doesn't say nothing, just like grabs me and drags me to so we were in the sort of standing by the smaller bar at Ipswich, and in the main bar where you see all the videos taking place, he pretty much just dragged me without saying a word. Can imagine me in that situation. Midway. I was like, what's going on here? Yeah. And he dragged me, and there was just pints being thrown everywhere, and then it was just, I think someone might have seen a few of the videos where just standing there going, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't fathom what was, just standing there, like, absolutely starstruck at the whole thing.
Yeah, it literally had the reaction. I've seen the videos of them in the pub outside, and then getting it into the terraces. You were obviously at Ipswich away. Yeah. What was it like? Because it took its time to get going, but it got going in the stands, didn't it? So I remember, so obviously the concourse was absolutely bedlam, like, mental, like, just
pints everywhere, as you can imagine. So then we get to our seats and things like that. Obviously, the delayed kick-off and things. So there's a few people, like there was a few groans and stuff, which is understandable. Obviously, we just travelled 5-6 hours type thing. A few groans, which was me included. I was like 15 minutes. No, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you just want to get the football started. And obviously didn't take off there. But when the players actually walked out, it was Everton, and all that type of stuff. And then there was a few lads who. They were like sort of to me left, probably about 15 rows down. And they were trying to get it going, but every time they try and get it going, I think like something had happened. Like we'd go through on goal and Calvert-Lewin would be going through, or Ipswich would be going through on goal, or so it'd all get sort of,
drowned out.
Drowned out. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Yeah, and then there was a few lads who I'd seen at the station pub who were trying to get it going to me right as well over there. And yeah, they were trying, and like you said rightly there, it was getting drowned out a bit by things happening and stuff. And then I remember saying to Lewis, who I've just mentioned, I want him to score so badly. Like, please score. Like, and I was saying to him, like, I'd take him scoring now rather than in the derby. Like, I'd rather someone else score in the derby, do you know what I mean? And then, thankfully, the Ipswich defender, I forget who it was, miscontrols the ball and it falls absolutely perfectly for him. Obviously puts it top bins, and then that's when it sort of started then, and I was just like mad, like video this, and then something had happened again and stuff, and then it was only really at the end of the game where I remember everyone was singing it. When we were walking out, obviously we just won. I was walking out with Alfie. Alfie Harrison, I was walking out with him, Lewis, and his mate Lewis as well. And yet we were walking out and it was being sung, and that was like shivers, the hair stand up on the back of your neck type thing. Yeah,
it's absolutely mad, the reaction. But let's talk about it since then. We've seen you on Everton's website. I think you're sat in that corner with the Allen ball.
Yeah.
How did that come out? You got, Everton speaking to you, Liverpool Echo, other bits and bobs. Who's approached you and who spoke to you, and like how did that make you feel?
It was mad. So I was in work on was it Monday morning, I think, maybe. So in work on the Monday morning, and I just got a text from one of Everton's social media team, and he just said, it's so and so from Everton. We wanna sort of get you in for an interview. Can I give you a Zoom call today? And originally I was like, yeah, definitely. Like, we'll get a Zoom call sorted out and stuff. And he was sort of like, no, like the interview will be today. We want to get it out today. And then I was like, no way. Like, I'm getting a bit nervous. And that, you know what I mean? And obviously I spoke to you on the phone, didn't I? And I was like, I'll get on this. And you could tell I was a bit nervous and things. And so did the interview there. I went as well as I thought it could have gone.
Very good.
And then when I remember I was on my way home then from work, so I'd obviously gone back to work. I was on my way home, and then someone from the Echo got in touch, and I was like, no way. I've been in the Echo before. About when I was about 18, about my music and things. But the fact that I think they contacted my mum, and then my mum had to sit with me or something, because I think I was about 17, 18, I couldn't sit with myself, and then the fact they were actually contacting me, said that the club had passed my number on, can we obviously get an interview with you type thing. I was like, it was the next morning, so the Tuesday. So anyway, I did that. That went brilliantly. I think we're having obviously I do a podcast every week with Joe, so I don't know why I was so nervous, but I was. Obviously it was a big thing for me, like personally.
Ryan Rooney beats Ed Sheeran.
That was funny. So that all come out and everyone was buzzing. I was still getting messages off on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, just everyone, the whole Everton community just like supported me and stuff, which was great. And then obviously the Echo interview came out the next day, and everyone was messaging me again. My phone was blowing up, and then I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday, someone had sent me a link for Sky Sports, and it was on Sky Sports then, and I was just like, that's major, like that's a proper prestigious, news outlet in this country type thing. So that was surreal. And then obviously the coming days after, I got to sing to 500 Everton fans in a beer cellar with yourself being there, and just hearing that many people sing it back to me, it's just mad, surreal few weeks for me. I still need to post me thank you video on my social medias, but I haven't had a chance because I've had,
write more songs,
things like this. Yeah, I'm trying to get obviously the other songs down and onto things like that. So, but mad few weeks. Yeah.
I know a lot of the club listen and watch these podcasts, and what I will say before we move on to the next topic is they should be getting the player in with yourself. That's just my view. They're missing a trick here, and I've said it for so long. They're missing a trick for like fan engagement.
Yeah.
What would it take for you to be singing and Iliman Ndiaye walks in and starts singing? A little chat with you and explain to him where the song come from. Little bits like that, but that's another podcast altogether. That's
if anyone is listening, you are more than welcome to do that with me. You got me full permission, do you know what I mean?
It'd be great. It'd look great and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's been a fantastic song. I think personally it'd be amazing to see you go up and up and up. Hopefully, hear it of you from the Bullens that we give you that little platform to go on to bigger and better things. Would you like to be doing it full time?
100%. I think that's the dream, and especially if it was. Like I mentioned earlier on in our conversation, I love Everton so much and I love music so much, and if I could combine them and do something like that full time, that is the dream for me. And obviously I've got other things. I was only speaking to my mum about that last night, that I had the sole dream of music, but now that dream's got sort of branches coming off it as well with the podcast that I do with Joe, with obviously the Everton stuff that I do with TikTok and being a TikTok type of sort of creator. There's a lot of things there's a lot of eggs in my basket now, which I'm over the moon about. I'm thankful that I've got a sort of a choice, and not even a choice, but to be able to do all of them. Obviously, the likes of yourselves give me the platform, and obviously I know on behalf of me and Joe, we're so grateful for you letting us use the studio. And obviously the music, the TikTok, I've got a lot of things to sort of be able to sort of fall back on if something doesn't go as well as I plan. But yeah, I think to answer your question, obviously full time is something that it's a dream.
I think a night with Ryan Rooney isn't too far away, to be honest, and we'll do everything in our power as well to help you get to that next level. Not to take the plaudits away from you, but to give you that boost.
Yeah. No, I think I know I spoke about this in one of the very first sort of nights that we did. Maybe I putting on something like that. Yeah. Looking back now, I'm a bit more mature and things like that. It probably best that it has come this way, because every time I'm building even if it's only 2 more followers, it's 2 more followers, 2 more on either platform. But yeah, hopefully if it carries on. Got a few more songs in the pipeline, which I know you've heard, but I won't say too much about. But hopefully if they sort of do similar to Ndiaye, obviously I think that the main thing for me now is to not sort of that was amazing, but that can't be the bar, because that's, I know personally,
everyone's not going to get like that.
That's exactly, and it'd just send me, if I'm constantly worrying about a new song getting in the stands, but it's about trial and error. And I don't know if anyone's seen. I've done a Dwight McNeil one, and I think it's a decent song, but you'll have a few people say, a few people in the comments saying that, let the Ndiaye song settle down first. And my sort of view on it is I want to keep it hot and keep it going. And like I said earlier, that thing of having 5 or 6 songs for 5 or 6 different players that everyone can sing in the stands, home and away. That's sort of the thing I want to try and go for. And bear in mind that that's not just me, that's everyone. If someone else who plays the guitar releases one that gets into the stands, great. But at the end of the day, sort of that's my sort of thinking. I want
the best for Everton.
Yeah, whether it be for me, whether it be someone else, or another person who uploads the song and the song gets going. That's sort of the end goal for me to have. Because it's no secret that like we mentioned earlier again, that Everton is getting a bit boring, and obviously it's great after we score and things like that, but look at Iliman himself, who's reacting to the song that I've put out. Players see it,
they do,
and players will like that, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's sort of the end goal. Like, I know we've gone off a bit of a tangent
No.
there, but yeah.
So obviously, I want to touch on now. You've gone from euphoria, and I'm going to touch about on the dark side of social media, the dark side of being a creator, the dark side of, today's society on social media. And you didn't know I was going to start asking this. I'm going to put you on the spot to try and get like a bit of an emotional answer.
Yeah.
How do you deal with those comments? They're not all positive. Some are, quite downright repugnant and reprehensible in my eyes. We face it here on the channel, but you put yourself out there. How do you deal with that side of social media?
It's tough. Not all the time. It's tough at the minute. I'd say for myself with a few other things personally going on. Normally it doesn't bother me. But like anyone who says you don't see them and you completely don't care. It's always in me. That might just be me, but it is sort of always circling a little bit. And when you see one, I'll see one that might be particularly bad. And there was a lad the other week. I won't tell the actual comment because I don't want people to go and try and look for it and give him crap, because that's not what I'm about. But he said something about put the guitar down and go and like tend to your daughter basically, and that's a bit like a 2 minute fit. It's taking me 2 minutes to video this. Do you know what I mean? And it's stuff like that, like that not that it's personal about me, but the things about like other stuff. And yeah, like it's the DMs that people don't see as well, where they sort of sit on you because like, yeah, I might not follow you, but I still get a request message through, and if you're gonna say something about me or anything like that, it's like you wouldn't say it in the street, so why say it on social media? Do you know what I mean? And I'm not claiming to be a big hard man there, by the way. It's just you wouldn't walk down the street and say to someone, "Oh, this, that." Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit. It can play on my mind sometimes, especially when I've got other stuff going on. Usually I just laugh at it. I mean, I think, did you see the one about TikTok where the lad said they were going to be waiting for me? Like stuff like that I can buzz off because I know they're probably not being 100% serious either, but the ones where people are messaging me and calling me names and stuff, like I said, normally it doesn't bother me, but it can. And that goes for me, that goes for you, it goes for everyone on this channel, it goes for every content creator. Something you say, someone might be having a bad day, someone's, I don't know, nan might have just got into hospital, someone's, mum might have, I don't know, like something might have happened, something else in their day, and that could really tip them over the edge. So if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say it.
I completely agree. I mean, look, we put our heads above the parapet. We're putting ourselves out there, and you're bound to get some people who don't agree. But for me, out of all the 99 good comments, I solely focus on the one negative.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's, all the 99% of good work you do, you focus on that 1% who's making fun of your appearance, making fun of your voice. I'm a wool. It is what it is. I'm proud to be a wool from the Whittle. It is what it is. It's, it doesn't bother me. Don't care where you're from, as long as you bring some positivity to Everton Football Club. Yeah. As long as what you're contributing and doing helps the players, helps the team, give people platforms to talk. It is what it is. Yeah. But it does get you down. Does it affect you? Look, it affects me mentally. Yeah. I'm on the phone to the bobble and staying poor, saying like, that's got in my head that. Yeah. And then I have to talk people down, and they're saying like, we're used to it now. But it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I mean, anyone who says that it doesn't affect them, like I'm not saying it does, but I mean it will sort of sit there somewhere. Because me, I mean, you know me well enough now. I'm quite an easygoing lad. Like, I'm quite laid back. Nothing really phases me in that sort of sense. But there are some things, like you've just rightly said there, that you can sort of focus on, and like. Yeah, you get the people, as you know yourself, who are commenting constantly, the same accounts, commenting the same thing over and over, just trying to have a dig at you, and you don't reply to them ones because they're out to do one thing. But it's the people who are sort of personal in that sense, who do get a little bit too personal, like as if, and like you say there, we've put ourselves out there. People are gonna think that they just know us, but they don't. So if you're gonna get personal to me, you don't know what I've been through. I don't know your story. You don't know mine. So just be nice. You know what I mean? Just be happy. If you don't like it, scroll. Simple as that. And yeah, that's sort of my sort of view on it. But like, once again, sorry to go on a tangent, but to answer your question, yeah, it's sort of, it can't, that my honest answer is, you know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a robot. It can affect me. It can do. And I was only having a conversation with my missus a couple of weeks ago about, you know, something someone had said, and it was sitting on my mind for a good couple of days, like, and like everything you do and everything you're posting since, you're like, what if this, what if that, and yeah, it can be hard, yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, for everyone, you sit there and you refresh and and you get, wow, this is amazing, this is boss, Iliman, I love this. What are you doing? Cop-out behave. You put the guitar down and you focus on that comment. I know people who love social media and stuff who put themselves above water. You focus on the negative ones,
yeah,
and it's hard.
Your brain just does it, doesn't it? And like that like the lad yesterday, the one I sent to you, that I actually retweeted and give me thoughts on it. Where, you know,
it takes more time to do that.
Exactly, and like, you know, I like you know, sort of correct me if I'm wrong, but on TikTok I know, but on Twitter I haven't seen another person singing Everton songs like I do. So that one, he was just basically aiming it at me, but without mentioning me. Yeah. Which is like, well, if you're gonna say something, you might as well just mention me and just say it to me. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, especially when it's something as minor as someone, like, I get it. I get people like saying stuff that, you know, saying bad things about some political figures and, you know, some things that are happening in other parts of the world and people's views and things like that. That's fine. You know, that's Twitter or X, if you like. You know, that's what that's for. You know what I mean? Like, you can give your views on your things like that, but in terms of someone singing a song about a football player, it's just scroll, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I think, like I've always said, you're not going to like me, you're not going to like you, you're not going to like Steve, Bob or Paul. If you don't like us, block it. Just block us. Yeah. It is what it is. Block the channel, block whatever, and just move on and go about your day. Yeah. I wouldn't go out my way to give anyone some sort of abuse because it's quite frankly ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, spend more time going above trying to give someone abuse than just going, oh, I don't want to listen to them, block. That's all it takes. But, you know, Ryan, thank you all from all us on the channel. I thought that was absolutely fantastic interview. Getting to know you a lot more, a lot better. Yeah. You know, continue doing what you do, and I think it's brilliant. Continue doing exactly what you're doing. I'm pretty sure Everton are going to reach out again. I genuinely believe that what you're doing is a positive impact for the players, for the fan base, for everything involved with Everton Football Club. So for me, the channel, and probably 99.9% of the Blues, thank you for what you're doing and putting out your music and stuff.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the kind words. Nice one.
And there we go, ladies and gents, another View from the Bullens podcast. We do hope you do enjoy it. If you've got any feedback for Ryan, nice only, you know, nice comments in the section. Please leave your feedback in the comment section. Any songs or any ideas, message Ryan on Twitter, X, TikTok, even or leave a comment on this section. In the meantime, have a great week and up the toffees.